All right. Well, let's see what our roster looks like now after, again, that super busy trade deadline. In goal stays the same. Weeks, Luongo, and Flaherty. Thomas is still just a 74. He hasn't really gotten better this year. At least not yet. Defense is Chara, Rivers, Brewer, Galanoff, Cairns. I think we can send down Willie Mitchell and Mike Van Ryn. It'll be better for those two to develop. 2, 3, 4, 5. I do need to call up a defenseman. And that defenseman is going to be Herbers. I need a dude. I don't need a younger guy that can play. We just need a dude. So Chara is our top defenseman right now. Right wing side is Lawrence Dumont. You could argue whether or not JP Dumont should be at the NHL level. I don't think he should. I don't think Chris Neal should be either. I think we stack up the Chicago Wolves here. So Park can go down too. Webb will get bumped up. Marinucci will get bumped up. And we'll send down Dumont and Neal. That right-hand side's looking pretty good, actually. Left-hand side, Isbister at 22. He needs to play. Anderson's 28. Eric Bolton's 23. Danye is only 21, so he needs to go down for sure. Could make an argument to drop Eric Bolton, too, since he's not affected by waivers. Sims only 22. Pearson's 31. We'll call up Pearson. And Lacroix. Lacroix. So yeah, consider Isbister a right wing. Left wing side is set. And then down the middle, Jokinen, Connolly. We'll send Andy McDonald back down. Nobody's affected by waivers. Did waivers not exist? Because of the custom rosters? Nick, we are in our first season, yes. Dopita, Ferraro. 28. And then we can call up Steve LaRouche. This team is going to be dreadful for the rest of the season. It is our legitimate best tanking effort I could possibly put through. You could argue drop guys like Connolly and Jokinen, but based off of their role, I don't want to put them in the AHL. This team is bad. Whew. Let's take LaRouche out for Lacroix. Get Green up there. Yeah, this team is absolutely dreadful. And it's perfect. So there we go. That is the forward lines for the rest of the season. Again, the only really solid players are Conley, Isbister, and Jokinen. Good luck, gentlemen. Defense. We obviously want Chara on that top unit. He is going to have to be with Dick Tarnstrom for the sake of chemistry. And then Brewer and Cairns. I guess it doesn't really matter. So yeah, sorry to Chara, buddy, but we don't have the best D partner for you the rest of the way. Whew. And then the goaltenders. Again, Weeks and Luongo. We'll still run Lou as much as we can. AHL is going to be very interesting because now we actually have players in the system that we care about. Timmy's already up to 25. This might be the only season that we try to develop Tim Thomas. Brahmanis isn't that good, so he can step out for Jeff Finger. Technically, you had the best D partner for him. Well done, Crash Andrews. Solid dick joke. Well done. Let's bring in Mike Van Ryn. So nobody under a medium 6. That is awesome. That works for me. So Campbell and Mitchell. Biron and Van Ryn. And then Jeff Finger with Radek Martinek. For the forwards, apparently I'm short on actual forwards. Interesting. I didn't think we got rid of that many people. If I go to our contracts then, 48 out of 50. If I go to unsigned forwards, I mean, we could easily sign Pyatt right now, right? Actually, I don't think he'd be eligible. Christian Berglund would be eligible to put in the AHL. Vinehandle would be eligible as well. So let's do that. Let's sign Christian Berglund and Matthias Vinehandle and get those two some AHL time here because we have the space. So why not? So Giroux out for Berglund and Kevin Dahl out for Vinehandle. So from there, we need to sort by potential. So Mika is just terrible. He's one of the worst players I think I've ever seen in a franchise mode. So well done, Snipe. Warsaw, high bottom 9 there. Park's a medium 9. Krog's a medium bottom 6. Get him all the way down on the bottom. Bolton, a medium bottom 6. We have some grit. We have some grit on this team. And a high bottom 6 for Sim. See, Danye was also a high bottom 6. So Orsaw is safe. How many high bottom 6s do we have? Neil, Vinehandle, Sim, Danye. We can go with that. Okay. So let's just optimize in terms of player type. Can't believe Chris Neal's about to be a centerman, but desperate times call for desperate measures. And then I imagine Andy McDonald's going to be the center. And he is. We lose chemistry because Andy McDonald's playing where he's supposed to. I love it. Not too worried about chemistry, though. So the AHL team has actually taken shape pretty damn well. We actually have some prospects to work with in the future. Again, our NHL team should be dreadful for the back half of the season. They were already pretty ungood. They should be trash. We're talking the Barclays Center for hockey level of bad. JP Dumont was roughed up a little bit, and we finally win our first game post-deadline. Maxim Galanov is healthy. He was in the NHL, if I'm not mistaken, and he was. So we got Herbers out of there. Galanov is 26. He's not going to get much better. So that is what it is. We didn't really trade anybody major for him anyway. We beat Atlanta. We beat Carolina. We beat Pittsburgh. Son of a bitch. This team has just shown an ability out of nowhere to start winning a bunch of games. And I hate it. Also, holy friggin' injuries, man. All the concussions. Jesus. I think we had Park on the top line, right? So we can get Ray Giroux out for old Dick Park. And then Chris Ferraro is back as well. I don't remember who he was out for. Probably LaRouche. It doesn't even matter, so who cares? Okay, we have 6 games left this season. 3 of them are against Buffalo. What is that scheduling? Okay, sure. We are dead last in our division as expected. 25, 41, 7-3. The Devils have already clinched the top record in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, we'll take a look around the league a little bit more. As it stands, though, the Devils are clear-cut above the rest. Anaheim, Vancouver, and Toronto all over 60% in terms of points percentage. On the other side, we're still third from the bottom. One of 4 teams under a 40%. St. Louis is close, though. They technically have 1 more point than we do, but we have 2 games at hand. And then there's Tampa, who we're 4 points ahead of with a game at hand. There is a chance for the top odds. It's not likely, I would say, but there is a chance here through the final few games if we can lose out. A wonderful Vancouver squad. We lost. Let's go. 3 straight games against the pretty mid Buffalo Sabres. Game 1. It's a loss. Let's go. Game 2. It's a loss. Let's go. Oh my God, we might actually do this. Oh, dude, we play Tampa, final game of the season. Jesus. Third game against Buffalo, and we tied. 1 point out of a possible 6. That's some good tanking right there, boys. Well done. 2 games left. Florida, who's a playoff team, and Tampa, who is not. Where do we stand? St. Louis is now above us by 4 points. We have a game at hand. We are 1 point ahead of Tampa, who only has 1 game left to go. If we lose out, if we lose one of our next 2 games, we are guaranteed a bottom 2 pick. If we lose both, and Tampa wins against us in their final game of the season, oh my God, we have a chance at the top odds. We have to lose this game against Florida. We don't have a single win in our last 10 games. We have to lose against Florida to have a chance at the number 1 pick. First period, 2-1. Both goals for Brad Isbister. Kozlov scored for them. Second period, no! Ole Jokinen and Brad Isbister. Oh, boys. Yes, Whitney. Yes, Whitney. Come on, Florida. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, Mark Parrish. Come on. Yes, Mike Sillinger. Let's go. Oh, my God. It's a beautiful tank. Oh, Chara, you blew it. Scott Mellenby against Kevin Weeks. Luongo got pulled. Come on. Come on. Don't go to overtime. Don't go to overtime. We don't get a pity point unless it ends in a tie. 5-5 overtime for 5 minutes. Fuck. Well, we're going to watch it. We have to watch it at this point. If it ends in a tie, that's bad news bears for us. If it ends in a tie, that is bad news bears for us. Shit. Okay. All right, boys. Don't ruin this for us, please. Please, you gotta... Yeah, you're right. We should have worn white at home. 'Twas the style at the time. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay. We have to root. Absolutely have to root for the Panthers here. Again, an overtime loss, you don't get a point. You only get a point if it's a tie. I also need to put computer strategy adjustment all the way up if I can. Although now user strategy adjustment isn't really a thing anymore. Do it for you by default. Chara loses it to Bure. And it's 5-on-5 overtime in the era. Kozlov takes it away. Svala to Bure. Pavel Bure. Rebound. Yes! Yes! Oh, we choked so badly. And the odds of having the number 1 pick will come down to the final game of the season against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's go, Florida. Big win. Way to go, fellas. Ray Whitney is my hero. Off the shot from Pavel Bure. Okay, it'll come down to game 82. Us and Tampa. Only one can walk away with that number 1 overall pick in the lottery. Oh boy, they outplayed the crap out of us in terms of shots too. You love to see it. Man, we tanked so badly too, and we still almost won that game. One final game. Us and Tampa. Again, 0 wins in our last 10 games. It actually goes beyond that, as we have seen. The situation, the scenario, it is this. If we lose, we have the number 1 odds. If we win, we have the number, or they have the number one odds. Literally, it comes down to who can lose this game. The ultimate tank bowl. Whoever loses gets the number one odds in the draft lottery. I'm glad that we at least sucked enough for St. Louis to jump us. Here we go. Tank bowl in game 82. Neither one of us will win the lottery after this anyway. First period. Yes! Let's go! Gardner, Ekman, Wayne Primo, and Vinny LeCavalier. Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. If we win this game from here, Jesus Christ, if we win this game from here, you are the Detroit Pistons. Oh my God. Please. Please. Second period. Yes. Mike Johnson. Third period, we're down. Yes, Vinny! We're down by 6. Yes! Oh, you couldn't have asked for a better set of results. Let's go. And that is how you get the top odds in the lottery, only to end up with the 4th overall pick. But you know what? For now, I'm happy as we get shut out 6-0 on home ice in the final game of the season. Holy shit. We got decimated by the Michael Jordan of hockey, Vinny LeCavalier. And Dan Cloutier, the 27 save shutout. Let's go. Your New York. Oh, Luongo got a strained hamstring. It would have been better if it was an injured back from trying to carry the team. Oh, Luongo gets injured in the final game of the season, but that is just chef's kiss in terms of how to end the year. That is it for this opening NHL season, 99-2000. We finish with 25 wins, 45 losses, 8 ties, and 4 overtime losses as the New Jersey Devils, Philadelphia Flyers, and Pittsburgh Penguins have all made the playoffs out of the Atlantic Division. In the Northeast, 4 out of 5, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, and Boston have all made it. Oh, the tears of joy are burning my eyes. Jesus Christ. Buffalo, the only team not to make it. And out of the final Eastern Conference division, just the Florida Panthers make it. Atlanta, Washington, Carolina, and Tampa all missed out, but good on Atlanta for somehow finishing in second. I don't know how they did that. That's insane. In the West, the Central Division sees Detroit and Chicago, as St. Louis was somehow abysmal. The Northwest sees Vancouver and Colorado, and of course a 4-team division. Vancouver and Colorado make it. And out of the Pacific, Anaheim, Dallas, Phoenix, and LA have all made the playoffs. So it is the New Jersey Devils winning the President's Trophy, one of just 2 teams to break 100 points alongside Solani and Korea in Anaheim. Florida finished 3rd, and of course at the bottom, the New York Islanders by 1 point. Tampa, St. Louis, Carolina, and San Jose, your bottom 5. We won the Tank Bowl. That's a hell of a way to start a franchise, by winning the Tank Bowl. You love to see it. Yeah, I love it. In terms of the team stats, Brad Isbister did his best to cost us, but without Mariusz Czerkawski next to him, or at least on like the same power play unit, his powers were pretty diminished. But still, 51 points for Isbister. You have Tim Connolly with 50 as 18 years old as well, which is insane. Again, the Calder, it's always screwed up for the first couple years of this, but still, he would have been in the running in the actual Calder race. 40 points for Olli Jokinen. And then you can see the hilarious amount of dudes who started to play post-trade deadline in this lineup, including Anderson, 13 points in 22 games for Nicholas Anderson. That was actually pretty damn respectable. So not too bad. Defensively, Zdeno Chara, 34 points. Very, very good. You had Jamie Rivers up there. Eric Brewer with 18. Team worst minus 30, though. So, yeah. And, of course, for the goaltenders, Luongo played in all 82 games. Had a .902 save percentage. Let's go, Lou. Our Iron Man. He finally broke down at the end of the season. Again, no reason to have auto-rotate on when there's no goalie stamina system. So just abuse it for development if we can. Around the league. That doesn't surprise me. Your top scorer, Teemu Selanne. Paul Kariya also up there. Steve Yzerman, Victor Kozlov, and John LeClaire. Your top 5 with Joe Sakic, who is injured. That's not good news for Colorado. And Matt Sundin also breaking 100 points. And Orb, yeah, I wish this was like my era as an NBA. We'd get expansion teams. It'd be great. Steve Yzerman, as Bill Clinton once called him. Top goal scorer with 64 goals, Jaromir Jagr. You have Paul Kariya on 60, then Sakic, LeClaire, and Fedorov at 51. I will be checking penalty minutes, by the way. Defensively, 69 points for Brian Leetch. You had Phil Housley, Robert Svala, Raymond Bourque, and Nick Lidstrom in the top 5. Top goal scorer with 24 was Rob Blake. Ray Bourque, the only other guy to break 20. And shout out to Al McInnes at 36. Still putting up 18 goals. For the goalies, the winningest, Martin Brodeur. For the President's Trophy winning Devils, shutout leader was Brodeur with 8. You also had Belfort, Dunham, Shields up there. Top save percentage, Kevin Weeks. Among starters, though, a 919 for Mike Vernon. You had a 918 for Steve Shields. Mike Dunham was up there, too. And because I know people ask, we had a goalie goal. Trevor Kidd. Trevor Kidd with a goalie goal. 5 points on the season for Chris Osgood. And again, unfortunately, the rookies, it's messed up, so I'm not even going to look. But in terms of skaters, the most penalty minutes went to Paul Laus in Florida with over 200. You had Probert up there, too. And the hit leader with 230, Scott Walker. Blocked the most shots, Frantisek Caberlet. And the most fights, 35 fights for Paul Laus. 28 for Marty McSorley, Barnaby, Nazarov with 21, and then LaPerriere and Probert also hit 20 apiece. Jesus Christ. The fists were a-flying in the year 2000. As our first season comes to a close, no playoffs, obviously. In the AHL, though, it's a different story. As it looks like, and indeed, the Chicago Wolves have made the postseason as the top seed from their conference, as they make it out of the New England division alongside the Portland Pirates, the Hartford Wolfpack, and the Worcester Ice Cats. Not bad. The Atlantic Division is the Lowell Lock Monsters, the St. John Maple Leafs, the Quebec Citadels, and the Detroit Vipers making the postseason. Empire State Division sees Rochester, Milwaukee, Syracuse, and Hamilton in the playoffs. And in the Mid-Atlantic, the Cincinnati Mighty Ducks, the Hershey Bears, the Louisville Panthers, and the Orlando Solar Bears. So, shout out to the Kentucky Thoroughblades, although they were not very thorough. They sucked. But shout out to our boy Vladimir Orsaw. He had a great season. Andy McDonald did well. I mean, this team could be pretty damn good. Led by Tim Thomas in goal. 919 on the season for Timmy. Could be a good year. Could be. Cesar led the way, though. You had Nick Antropov, top 5 in scoring. Eric Boganecki, Brian Skrudland. Defensively, Numelin, Bob Beers was up there. Not bad. Mark Streit had 53 points, too. So we will follow along here with the Chicago Wolves as they are in the postseason, and they will take on the Detroit Vipers. The one thing I just realized is I don't think I looked at all the AHL jerseys, although Snipe obviously tried to, recreate them as best he could. No alternates for everybody, but yeah, the jerseys look good, though. Especially for the Vipers there. Just reminds me of our WHA franchise from last year on NHL 23. That was one of my favorite franchises I think we ever did. So let's see what the boys can do here in the playoffs. An overtime win to kick off the series. 6-1 in Game 2. They're up 3-0. Can't complete the sweep. Not too worried about getting Eric Bolton back. Oh, no. Oh, no. Boys, not like this. I swear to God, this game hates me. Please do not get reverse swept. Please. God in heaven. I'm going to go best lines. Just get the best players in the best spots. It doesn't matter about like chemistry or anything else like that at this stage. Just don't get reverse swept. And the Chicago Wolves are out of the playoffs, being reverse swept by the Detroit Vipers. Well, if that's not an indicator of what might be to come for us here on the island, I don't know what is. I cannot believe that just happened. I'm happy on one hand. The Dallas Stars win the Stanley Cup, but the Portland Pirates win another Calder Cup. You'll love to see it. So Washington's AHL affiliate wins the Calder Cup. The Dallas Stars have their second, that's back-to-back Stanley Cups for the Dallas Stars. As obviously IRL the year before, they beat the Buffalo Sabres, or did they? And in this reality, they beat New Jersey in the final. What a reality. What a reality, given that was the actual matchup. Except the role was reversed, and New Jersey won that series, I think, in 6. Might have been 5. But an accurate final for Snipe and Score. Very nice, Snipe. So yeah, New Jersey made it past Boston, Montreal, and Florida, dropping just 2 games in the process. Dallas survived Colorado, Detroit, and Vancouver. What a murderer's row for the Dallas Stars en route to winning the Stanley Cup final. That is absurd. So fair play there. The Dallas Stars go back-to-back and change the reality of the situation as they end up beating New Jersey. Sam says hi. Hi, Sam. I says hi. And AHL-wise, the Portland Pirates beat the Hamilton Bulldogs in 5 after making their way past the Hartford Wolfpack, the Worcester Ice Cats, and the Lowell Lock Monsters. Love to see it. Sam, good to see you, by the way. Appreciate the lurk, buddy. I hope you've been well. It's been a bit. I hope you've been good. Yeah, there you go. The Portland Pirates get it done. We'll take a look. Well, do we even need to take a look at Dallas? I guess not thoroughly, but at the high level, I think we can, because, yeah, obviously someone like Mike Modano is going to dominate, and he did. That was the Sam I was talking about. Fair enough. There's a lot of Sams out there. I don't know if you know. Brett Hull was up there. Kirk Muller was great. And then a goal on 9:36 for Eddie Belfour. Yeah! Dallas gets it done. Sam with the raid is how it all makes sense. How it all makes sense. Sam, thank you very much for the raid. How did the stream go? What were you up to tonight? And welcome to Tarkov Arena. I've heard mixed things about Tarkov Arena. I've heard some mixed things, especially like the grind. I watched it was Level Cap's video about it, I think. It sucks. Yep, that's what I've heard basically. It's you get shit kicked for like 12 plus hours until you're leveled up, and then you just shit kick everybody else who isn't leveled up, is what I've heard. So fair enough. But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, NHL 24 franchise mode. This is a retro roster created by a friend of the channel by the name of Snipe and Score Productions on the YouTube side of things, especially. It is a recreation of the NHL in 1999-2000, that particular season. It is unbelievable. So if you were a fan of hockey in that era and you are on an Xbox Series console, it has my highest recommendation. We just finished our first season, absolutely tanking with the New York Islanders. Let's take a look at the awards here to wrap up this first season, by the way. It is true that Columbus isn't in. There's nothing you can do about the new teams. You can't add Minnesota and Columbus after season 1. You can't eventually add Seattle and Vegas. They don't have an expansion option like that in this game like they do in NBA. But yeah, Dallas gets it done. Back-to-back Stanley Cups for them technically, if we look at it from 1999 to now the 2000 season. In terms of the awards, Teemu Selanne won the Art Ross. Sounds about right. Steve Yzerman wins the Hart Trophy, though, for Detroit. The Norris goes to Brian Leetch. The Bing to Selanne. Again, the Calder will be busted because it counts like everybody as a rookie, basically. But Paul Correa gets credit for the Calder. This is what it is. The Conn Smythe went to Mike Modano. No surprise. Vezina to Martin Brodeur, as well as the Jennings. Masterton goes to František Kaberle of the Atlanta Thrashers. Jack Adams to the Phoenix Coyotes coach. Selke Award to Adam Oates in Washington. Ted Lindsay Award to Steve Yzerman. And the Rocket Richard to Pittsburgh's Jaromir Jagr. In the AHL, Cesar put up the most points. Was league MVP. Dude named Arkhipov. Oh, it's Dennis Arkhipov, right? He played for Nashville back in the day, I think. Scored the most goals. Top defenseman was a dude named Gall, like France. Timmy Thomas, goaltender of the season. Attaboy, Timmy. And Toms was the MVP of the Calder Cup winning Portland Pirates. Cesar's going to kill Gall. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Well, with that, let the anticipation begin. Are we going to win the lottery? No. No, we're not.